Hey, what's up guys? It's Farmer Jack and I'm here today to talk about jackfruit. Let's get into it. Wow, look, it's popping out. Super pretty. These are cruciferous, which means they grow right here on the trunk of the tree. So you'll see just right here, there's gonna be a jackfruit. Pretty cool. So jackfruit is a massive fruit. It's the biggest tree-borne fruit known to me. There might be a bigger one, but these can get up to 150 pounds. Just one of the fruits, and there can be 20 up in the tree. So it gets kind of wild when you think about how much food it can actually produce. And not only that, it is super delicious. It tastes like juicy fruit bubblegum. It's pretty wild. And a lot of vegans, like it's a new thing that they pick the fruit green and they actually cook it as a meat alternative. And it's delicious. You can kind of, sauce it up with barbecue sauce or anything, and it kind of has the texture of like pulled pork almost. You see that one right there? I think that one's ripe. You see how it's turning brown? When it turns like that, it means it's tree ripening. And typically you could smell it. It smells like bubble gum. So it's like a good smell. You're like, oh my God, juicy fruit bubblegum. The jackfruit's ready. And then you're like, what? So how do you eat it? So generally, you want them to get so ripe that you could just open them with your hands, like a savage, and get in there. And that's kind of how, generally that's how tropical fruit's eaten. You'd be in nature and it was ready and you'd bust it open. You wouldn't need coconut oil and all these things to keep the latex off, but a lot of jackfruits you'll get, they pick them a little early, and you might have a latexy one. So when you cut into it, the best way to get rid of all that stuff is coconut oil and any oil, sesame seed oil, a nice oil to clean off your knives and stuff. Because you will get some that are, you never know what you're gonna get when you're in these different towns trying to try the fruits. You take out all the white fibers and stuff. That's like the rag, they call it. And you eat the yellow, or sometimes they're orange. They're a deep, bright color. You eat the little areoles, the little pods inside, and it's amazing. You can cook the seeds inside of those areoles as well, and you can cook it like a nut. You could roast it or boil it. Super, super tasty. I've had some amazing jackfruits. My favorite is probably from Costa Rica. And it was like my meals for 3 days. It was so good. And yeah, we ate the whole thing and shared it. And it's a beautiful thing. You could just bring one to an event and then it could feed 20 people. So really special. How they grow, they get to be a really big tree. And I like to do jackfruits from seed. And there's so many seeds you could, propagate 100 off one fruit sometimes, So their season is kind of, April to fall, September, October, kind of when the hurricanes come and everything kind of is done. But summertime is when they're here, and they're tropical fruit. So they don't really grow past Jupiter. So we're really, really lucky we could grow them here. It's so cool. This is a climate we could do all these super tropical stuff, and we could do a little bit of colder stuff like peaches sometimes. And we're right at that cusp of North and South Florida, So, but jackfruits we could do, and maybe protect them from the cold. If it gets cold, you planted it right in the winter time, a little baby, definitely protect it. But once they get big, the cold, they're kind of unfazed. They do their thing and grow well. So it's important. We want the plants to grow well and to produce heavily. And jackfruit does that for sure. It's fun. Fruit trees take time, but once it gets to this point, it's special.